All right, now, Precious Channel, I told you that I'd be back momentarily to check out High Heavens on the High Heavens sponsored stream. If you can see this box, you can see that down here it says Wild Power Games, and then over here it says a game by Ryan Lesser. That's Ryan Lesser.
In-house.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about High Heavens, we have an incredible source that we can lean on for this data.
I will hopefully be able to do a good job.
Hey, so how was PAX Unplugged?
The best.
Positive experience?
It was no bull. It was my favorite PAX that I've ever been to.
It was kick-ass.
Between video game stuff and that like the old harmonics stuff and with Wild Power, I've been to a bunch of them, and the vibe was just awesome.
Yeah.
Unplugged.
Well, and I had seen a lot of people coming by to check this. And so basically what Eric and I did the whole time was go around and look at games that we knew we wouldn't have a chance to play on the floor.
Yep.
And then contact them after the fact and say, why don't you come out? It's the ultimate scam, basically. You've been entrapped by it.
Yep.
I apologize.
It's okay.
But, positive side, you can talk to us at length about High Heavens to an authentically enthusiastic audience. We are super, super cranked up. I actually know a lot of designers who have tried to leverage stacking chits beneath figures. Mm-hmm. I have seen no less than 6 different prototypes that are all based around it, but then for some reason those designs never actually make it out. They end up getting another task or that deal falls through or something like that. So this is the first time I've ever actually seen this concept work out here.
Cool.
But we have a bunch of different colors, and I want you to tell me everything about these stacking chits and then also these armies. And then I need you to tell me everything that I need to know to beat Eric again.
Cool.
To beat Eric again and again.
Yeah, no problem.
Every time, every freaking time. I mean, really?
No, it's going to happen for me again.
I am the Norse, and you're going down, my friend.
Yeah. So you have to understand. So he's on the SCA side of things, for lack of a better term. The whole theme is Norse. He's deeply invested in the brand.
I heard.
Right?
Yeah.
But Greek's a classic.
Yeah.
A classic.
You can't go wrong.
No, you really can't. No. So hook me up here, man.
Okay.
Tell me more.
So this is actually a pretty good place to start.
Yeah.
So we call these guys ring chips.
You know what? That makes sense.
It does if you look at them. My goal, my sort of meta goal for these was I wanted to make something that was kind of like a lovable little gizmo, the way that people love dice.
Oh, it's tactile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time working on these before I even began prototyping any of these pieces.
Yeah.
Because I wanted them to feel good, but I wanted them to work well as well. So for one, I wanted them to be able to, stack really easily and come apart easily, but not fall apart when you play the game. And they also, you can tip them pretty far without them tipping over and stuff like that.
And they have to be able to slide around too, right?
That's right. So they slide, I actually really liked them when they were matte. There was a version that was matte finish.
Those were good times?
Amazing. Yeah. I have really fond memories. But they didn't do this as nicely.
Oh.
So I kind of went back to the slick. Which also is why, you probably noticed this is a nice fat neoprene mat.
Yeah, it's plump. So
there's no seams, there's no folds, there's none of that crap to mess it up. And so these just move really nicely all around the board.
Anywhere.
Once I had these down, I now knew the form factor of pretty much everything else, right? The board, the minis, everything. Because the minis, the whole point of these is that they stack on top of these.
And scooch.
Exactly, they scooch.
But what a visual that you get from this, right?
Well, yeah, because basically this height is a UI.
Yeah.
That's so. You're stealing all my shtick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, no, because when I walked by and said that looks interesting, I knew exactly what it was. Now I can guess already what the red ring chips are.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of other crazy shit over here.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to do here was bring some of my, I have decades of video game experience. I wanted to enhance my board game with some of that. So I wanted to bring some UI, some health meters. There's other UI stuff here that I'll talk about in a second, but the health meters were sort of step one. And like you said, if I go grab Tyr here and I put him next to Poseidon, like these two dudes,
we know some things right away.
Yeah, you don't have to look over here at any stats. You don't have to write anything down. This isn't like.
Let's make this more accurate.
but we have stats.
Yeah, there are stats.
Stats are real.
But when you look at the board, you once the guys are on the board, you can pretty much sense how things are going. This never happens in the game, by the way.
We're not tested for 20 ring chips. You gotta be rated.
Yeah,
that's right. So anyway, the sort of meterism here comes into play with regards to the colors that you have. So red is health; it's like blood.
Yeah,
right.
I've heard of that.
Yes. So silver is armor.
So cool.
So if you have a card that tells you to put 2 armor on a god, so you just grab 2 of them and you plop them down there.
And those come off first.
Yes.
Basically.
No.
Really?
So the way armor works, which I'll remind you of this when we start playing, but armor is like armor. Like you get hit with armor and that armor stays on you. So this isn't a temporary buff that you can then knock off. Once a god has that, they're wearing that armor, and every hit, if let's say Poseidon's wearing 2 armor, every time you hit him for 4, you're only going to take 2.
Oh,
and that will continue to happen. Nothing happens to that armor unless it's stolen, or if you die. So if a god dies, let's say Poseidon had been completely knocked out of the game and he had fallen, that armor is now loot that people can go rush up.
Oh, it's physically on the board.
Yeah, so it drops to the board.
That's really cool.
So that is armor. There's
magma.
No,
Napalm.
these are attack bonuses. So like if your weapons have been enhanced. So if Tyr gets an extra +1,
absolutely,
he puts the chip on, and now he's going to do a +1 to all of his melee and ranged attacks.
And you won't forget because there's the ring there.
That's right.
Just remember, this is me beating you.
Yeah, you know perfectly well what's going to happen. So, and then how about the white tower there?
Okay, so white is architecture. In this setup, the Greeks, are really good at building architecture, whereas the Norse are really good at destroying architecture.
That's hearsay. That's hearsay.
So the Greeks can build architecture. They can either do it to defend. Yeah. So let's say I have Hermes back here. I can set something up, or you, as the Greek player, can set something up to protect him. Or you can protect your home base, which these need to be inverted.
Flop, yeah.
Because we have Mount Olympus over here and we have Asgard over here.
I didn't know if it was a thing where it's like that was my goal.
If you're coming home. Or,
and I had to, exactly. I didn't know how it was going to go.
Yeah. So you're protecting Olympus.
Yeah.
So you can do that with this architecture. You can also do things like start blocking in enemies by slowing them down with architecture. Now, architecture, just like the health chips, is attackable.
Yeah.
So if you hit for 3, you can spend part of your turn hitting these 3 chips, getting rid of them, creating a path for yourself again.
Gotcha.
So they're non-permanent. Let's see. So then there's the black chips, which are disabling traps. So they're like architecture. If something
but
tells
they
you,
exist on the field.
They do.
Yeah.
Some gods can drop them and make traps, like Artemis, or other cards allow you to put traps underneath gods, like that. So if you're trapped, you cannot do anything. You're disabled as the god who's trapped. But a friendly can come up and attack that trap to free you.
Oh, and clean it off.
That's right. So sometimes you'll see I'll recommend that if you have a temporary disable, like some of the cards say disable a god for 1 round. What we tell you to do in the rule book is actually to put that on the top.
Because you're going to pull it off.
So it reminds you that you are disabled,
right?
But it also reminds you that you need to pull it off later. It's not going to be a permanent trap that sits on the bottom of the board. So that's that guy. And then
poison?
Finally is poison, yeah. So green is poison. Lime jello.
Yeah.
So like some of these other guys, we'll stack them on the top. So now I know that Tyr is poisoned with 2 chips. So at the top of every turn, he's going to bleed out the same amount of chips as he does with poison. So he's got a ticking time bomb on him. So now you can decide what to do with him. You can bring your healer up. Every faction has at least 1 healer. or you could kamikaze him and just like throw him into the home base or something.
Into the mix, yeah.
But he's slowly going to die, and usually we just tell the opponent like it's their responsibility to remind the player like, hey, you need to bleed out.
Yeah.
Because I might just sort of conveniently forget that I have poison on my
This
guy.
could happen, yeah.
So that's those guys. So that's all the ring chips, and they make you'll see they'll make everything really nice and clear while you're playing the game. You'll kind of know the situation at all times. So moving to the gods, I have these painted. These are sort of like awesomely table ready. But they typically come unpainted. So if you buy the game and you can't get mad at me for finding that they're just light
Common.
blue and green.
Yeah.
But there's the Greeks and there's the Norse, and then we have an Egyptian set, which is slightly off camera. And these are the 3 pantheons that you could play. So the Egyptians this was a Kickstarter. And then the Egyptians were sort of a second Kickstarter. So there are ways to expand the game, specifically starting with the pantheons. So the Greek, and they all play differently, and every god in the pantheon, in each pantheon, for the most part, is unique. So I have a god of war in every pantheon, as pantheons do.
Right.
And they are all exactly the same. That's like my funny little in-joke, but not that funny little in-joke. But but then all the other gods are unique. And so they play really differently from each other within the pantheon, but every pantheon plays really uniquely. Right. So the Greeks are a bit more about board manipulation and defensive maneuvers. So they have Hephaestus who can actually create armor and place armor on fellow gods.
He can bestow it.
He can bestow. And they can make the architecture to protect. They have Hades who can manipulate other gods and move them around the board.
That's great.
Whereas the Norse are more aggro and more rangy.
Oh, interesting.
Definitely more on the destructive side, and they occasionally they have some interesting two god combos that can happen, all based on their mythology.
It's brotherhood type thing.
Yeah. So the whole game is heavily steeped in mythology, and I used their actual mythology to craft their powers and craft their stats and stuff. So, for example, Hell is able to bring Balder back from the dead. So
specifically,
right?
Yeah. So that's like a two character move that you can do. Also, Thor and his son Magni. If they're both on the board, Magni's the only god that is able to carry Thor's hammer. So they can do a little father-son catch and both use the hammer if they're both on board at the same time.
Weird.
So there's a lot of stuff like that based on, rooted in their mythology. The Egyptians, the Egyptian gods based on their mythology play a lot more with the afterlife. So they can go into the discard deck and come back from it. Some certain characters can just leave on their own free will and come back and sort of be safe for a round. They also deal in poison. There's, the sort of scorpion.
The asp.
Yep.
These are classic creatures.
Yep. Yeah. And so those just sort of how the pantheons work. There's other expansions, there's monsters and terrain that change the way the board works. There's the Valkyrie and the Medusa, which can help. You can swap out gods from your different teams.
Okay, so that box actually has somebody for the Norse and the Greeks.
That's right. Yeah. These are. This will have Medusa for Greek, and it'll have the Valkyrie for the Norse.
And some extra cards.
Yep, they come with cards and minis, and so do these. These come with little terrain and monster minis and cards that tell you what to do with them. The bloodied deck is different. It's just two decks that are for the core set, so Greeks versus the Norse. And it's all altered art where they're all gnarly and beat up, and all their stats shift to make them more feral and a little less healthy. And so
it's a different play style.
It's a different play style. You can do. I designed a bunch of these specifically for people to kind of mess with the game.
Yeah.
It's very.
It's like mods.
Yeah, as a video game developer, it's freeing to make a board game that. You basically can allow people to break the rules, right? That's the awesome thing about board games. You can make house rules. There's no engine telling you can't do that.
Yeah.
Right? So I wanted to put a structure down in High Heavens that allows you to know how to play, but then also gives openings for you to mess with it. So you can do whatever you want with this. You could just replace the cards with the bloodied deck. You can put some bloodied gods in with some non-bloodied. I heard one group played where this lengthens the game, but you can, when your god was down to 0 health, you basically swapped them with the bloodied card.
It can almost give it a legacy aspect for the next game you play, right?
Yeah.
Like if Thor dies, the next time I play this opponent, I have to use the bloodied card for Thor. So it's a legacy. I mean, you're literally
changing the game.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
so cool.
I've never thought of that one, but that's a really cool way to do it.
He's a very smart young man.
You're hired.
Yeah, thanks.
So that's the gods. Let's talk about the board, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's scoot these guys over. Okay, so speaking of UI, I there's something about tracking kind of anything in games that bugs me a little bit, like, whether it's Magic or Warhammer or whatever, like the tracking stuff it tends to be my least favorite. And you go through like some crazy melee and it's 10 minutes later and everyone forgets whose turn it actually was because it's like been back and forth. So I wanted to try and like kind of fix that up as much as I could. And this little track here, as like simple as it is, gets some of the most comments when people playtest this. At
It's
PAX.
so simple too, right?
Yeah.
It's like 2 hexes, like in a bone shape.
Exactly. It's every time you want to do something, you pay to play.
No, I was
right?
just gonna say, you didn't even have to fucking tell me.
Yeah.
Like I knew right away that these are my actions, or my activations, or whatever they're going to be called.
Yep.
And then when I have 3 of them over here, it's my turn.
Exactly. That's the way it goes. So everyone gets 3, and that's it. And it's as clear as day.
Yeah.
So people love that. And I've actually been thinking about including it in a bunch of my new games that I've been designing, just because I know people enjoy it so much and it's so straightforward.
Well, yeah, it's war games especially.
Yeah.
I mean, even especially when we start getting to really high point games,
Right.
like where you're looking at when it's not a I go you go type system per squad.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I need to do like 75 points.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not like an idiot, but you can definitely feel like an idiot trying to marshal that many points on a table.
For sure. Yeah.
So I have a question here. I mean, I'm seeing these squares here. Mm-hmm. My guess is that you can only field 3 of these gods. Is that true?
Close. So we call these invoking hexes. This is where they come to battle.
We just summon there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is where they start, and you have one of these 3 spots. And once they're on the board, they are in the battle, and then they can move around the board as they wish. But you must enter here.
Gotcha.
And in fact, the game starts with one sort of special rule, which is that the teams can't start attacking until both teams have 2 gods out. So it's sort of like you're kind of getting prepped and ready to go, and then you can start rushing.
It's a muster type thing.
Yeah.
And then the only other hexes that are notable on the board, as far as like how they've been drawn, is these guys here, and those are called central hexes, and those are just used to call upon on cards. So if a card says, "Hey, do this thing in a central hex,"
Gotcha.
or like the
weird.
monsters in the terrain deck tell you, like both players set them up at the beginning of the game. Based
Around
on the central hexes. So it's just a way for me to target stuff on the board. You have your home bases, which are crucial. So the 2 ways you actually win the game are to either destroy your opponent's home base or to destroy all of the gods in their pantheon, of which there's 12.
Oh, jeez.
So you track health of your home base with this little serpentine tracker here.
And then individual health is rings.
Well, that's individual health, but as far as like killing the whole pantheon, that's the figures. So if you anyone who's died, you put aside or lay them down or whatever. That is there to give you flexibility based on how the game's going and which way you want to take it. Certainly, the more direct route to victory is the home base.
Right.
Yeah.
But occasionally, if your opponent has set up a really defensive field, you might just want to flip it and just start wrecking and destroying the opponents.
How often do you see that happen often? Like, how often does the killing of the Pantheon take place versus just going straight to the core?
I've seen, usually I see people go for the home base because they realize that's the most direct route to victory. I have seen people flip it, and I myself have flipped it. Mm-hmm. Once you start playing the game, multiple times, you start realizing that while that is a victory condition, it is the longer haul.
Right.
And the game was designed to be quick. Once you know how to play the game, you can usually bang out games in like a half hour.
Oh, cool.
But newbie players I'll see go to could be an hour and a half.
Right.
So
that's the whole board.
And here's our entities, so here's our gods, but then there's no dice on the table.
Yeah.
And it seems like the deck is how you manipulate your units.
Exactly.
And act.
Yeah. So the only randomness in the whole game is your deck. You're going to have a deck and you're going to draw from it each turn, but everything else is purely up to you and the gods that you've brought out. So there's two types of cards that you guys can see. There's the Pantheon cards, which are the gods, and they're generally vertically oriented. And then there's the divine powers, which are the ones that are a little bit more horizontal. The powers are sort of like you play the power card and it happens and then you discard it. The god cards are played and then you bring the mini to the board.
Yeah.
And now you're mostly focusing on the minis. But the cards will remind you of like their special abilities, because remember, everyone has a unique special ability. Everyone has unique stats. So you're going to, until you start, learning the game, you're going to want refreshers. So the game plays in. I usually keep a little rule book to show people how simple the rules are. It's a single page. The rule book itself has lore and has like a dissection of the board and stuff, but when it comes down to actual rule set, it's a single 8.5 by 11 page. The depth of this game comes from this, not from 2.5 booklets of gigantic tomes. So it plays. People can get in and play it pretty quickly. Your turns are simple. There's just 3 phases, and only one of them is really where you do most of your stuff. So you start with an actions phase. As we covered before, you have 3 actions.
Right.
When you've used up those actions, you move to the next phase, which is cleanup. I'll go into actions in a minute, but just running through the phases, there's actions is where you do stuff. Cleanup is either get rid of gods that have fallen, or throw away cards from your hand that you just don't want anymore. Remember, you never get cards back in your hand. So once they're gone, they're gone. But if you're mining, if you like really want Zeus, because you know that he'll help you in your situation, you can start chucking cards out of your hand, because phase 3 is draw, and you draw your hand back up to 5. So
whoa.
Yeah, you don't get to select who you're putting on the table. You have to draw it.
Okay, that's okay.
Awesome.
So the separation that I have done here, this is not appropriate.
No, it's nice for showing people what the cards look like.
Yeah.
So all these gods go into this deck, I need to draw them, and so you might just be.
You might be milling just to find the god you want to pull
But if I'm milling through a god, it doesn't come back.
Correct. It does not. No, it does not come back.
But how could they? But how could my opponent defeat me by defeating the entire Pantheon if I had milled a god out?
They can't.
They can't beat you that way?
They can't use that victory condition.
Weird. But on the other hand, you don't get that god.
That's right.
That's crazy pants. Okay. All right. I'm going to put these guys back in here.
Let's do this.
Yeah, so there is, for the people who dislike randomness, we were discussing this earlier.
Oh, true.
You can, I've tried to accommodate for that. So there's the main way you play the game, which is as I've this rule, where you can start kind of like how you are right now with everything in your hand.
Yeah.
And you just play it almost like chess, kind of like it's all up to you.
With the whole deck.
Yeah, the whole thing's in your hand. And then there's a different version where you can get dice and roll them for each combat to both add more randomness during battle or make the game last longer. But the way you'll see when we start playing, you'll see battle is very simple. If you are in range of the thing you want to hit, and you have an action to hit it, it hits.
Yeah, I was going to say it's much more chessy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no saving throws. There's no armor. There's none of that. Or there is armor, but there's no armor saves.
I know about the armor.
Yeah.
That's the silver ring.
Amor and Joe, we are definitely going to make you buy this game because I'm already buying every single piece of it.
Here. So I would like to play this game.
Yes.
Cool.
I would like to beat you in this game.
I would like to see it.
I would like to beat you
on a train.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I would like to beat you on a plane. But I would most likely like to beat you in this game.
In this arena. In this arena. All right.
So why don't you guys draw 5?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
do one more shuffle. But yes.
Yeah, get that stuff shuffled up. There is you can do this however you want in your own home. The Mulligan rule in the book is if you have 0 gods in hand, you can show it to your opponent and then just redraw 5. There's no downside to mulliganing.
Yeah.
Mulligan.
That is a terrible word
Mulligan.
that I've never said. Never said those words.
Yeah, right.
It's horrible.
It's a stream first. All right. Now I've got some cool stuff. This all looks great.
Okay, so the only things that are like...
Was it 5 cards?
5 cards, yeah. The only special things about first turn, I've told you one of them, which is you can't go attack until both teams have 2 guys out, or gals. Also, player 1 starts with 1 less action.
Yeah.
So you guys can
Yeah.
determine who wants to go first. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, hold on. 1, 2, 3, then do it?
Sure.
Or is it 1, 2, and then...
Is it third go?
1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh,
right?
sure. You son of a...
All right.
Okay.
Now,
So you're just down 1.
it feels good.
Yeah.
So
It's good. So I can invoke, which is to say, bring in these powerful people right back here in these invocation hexes.
that's right, exactly.
Can do. And I have 2 actions, and that's great times.
Yes.
Now, there's an icon on here of a sword. I assume that's the...
Yeah. Awesome thing to talk about. Right. So on the cards, they're sort of, they've been turned into icons. So the orange sword is the attack bonus.
Mm-hmm.
The silver shield is the armor. The little white column is
Yeah.
architecture. There's a black ring with an X in it that is the trap. And then there's a green scully thing
Poison.
that is poison. And then the red blood drop is the red chips.
Okay, hey, so I'm going to bring out Chronos.
Sure.
Epic start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like, why go halfway?
Yeah, just bring out...
I'm going to bring out but listen, this is where it gets a little sophisticated because I'm bringing out Chronos, but I'm also bringing out Zeus. So it's
Really?
like,
You want to start with like...
I'm saying this is, it's tough.
You're not starting from the bottom and working your way up here, huh?
Father, son, all the way, you went all the way to the top. So here's some things. First of all, every team has what I call a Titan, and that's like their mega.
Yeah.
And you brought yours out. That's Chronos.
Yeah.
You have Odin.
Yeah,
They're
that's what I figured.
they're
Odin
the
looks
characters
ridiculous.
that come out with mega stacks. So you have 14.
Stacks for days.
So here's 5.
Yeah.
This is something.
He has 14 underneath.
Yeah.
Well, that one dude,
So this
Yeah,
is the
oh,
thing
yeah,
you're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
want to do every time you bring a god out. You want to
get plump.
get his health under him.
Well, here, let me try. It's very
That's cool.
Vegas.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this makes me feel like the rule.
gonna play with
it's
it.
so great.
So there you go.
It's such a great...
So now I got these motherfuckers. And obviously there's going to be some tensions
Yeah.
between these two, but that's to be expected.
he's got to prove himself to dad. It happens.
So here's some. So let's see. A couple things that now you can tell what's happening. This bank of stuff, right? All the chips here, the chips, they are getting depleted. Especially you started with some of the heaviest.
Is that part of the game?
Yes. So there's like a thing that happens outside the game, which is
It's like the bank.
It's almost
Yes.
like resource management in a sense, right? Like, I mean,
it is resource management.
Yeah.
These are shared resources and they're limited. So if there are not enough chips to do the thing you want to do, you cannot do that thing. So, for example, the simple one is, let's say these guys weren't here, and it's
Right.
just this, and you want to bring out...
like tier.
exactly.
I couldn't.
You can't, because there's only 4. So what you need to do is go and shed some blood, fill the bank back up with red chips, and then bring your god back
That's
up.
another level to this game.
But I
That's
was
so
gonna,
cool.
but I was going to
Yeah.
say, but that's the sort of thing that's going to keep people from doing this Pantheon style victory anyway. Just the ebb and flow of the bank,
Yeah.
because there can only be so many of these rings out on the field at a given time.
Right, so you can, typically when I play, I have to say, nice. I have to say, I tend not to play with the bank in mind. Just, everyone has their own style, but I play with people who choke their opponents out by basically just putting gods out.
Yeah,
and
so cool.
and preventing them from being able to do anything.
Yeah, a whole different level of thought.
Similarly, if you have a card that says to put 2 armor on something, but there's only 1 in the bank, you can't do it.
Gotcha.
That I felt like that also reminded me of something else cool to talk about. But let's say so earlier we talked about how these drop.
Yeah.
I know what it was because Chronos does some cool stuff with chips. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So if these dudes are on the ground and they've now become loot for other people to pick up, all you need to do is be next to them, pay an action, and pick up as many as you want. Every god can have only 2 of these and only 2 of these maximum, so you can have the 4 total. But if there's 1 next to you, or if all 3 of these are next to you and you're wearing nothing, you can pay an action and pick all of it up.
Well, as many as you want to from a single hex.
That's right. As long as you don't break the 2 max rule.
Now, in my cleanup phase, do I draw up to a certain number of cards?
So cleanup phase is when you get rid of cards if you want, which you probably don't want to do at this point.
No.
Clean up any fallen gods which have not happened, and then you move on to the 3rd phase, which is draw. So you can draw your hand back up to 5.
Okay. Now, invoking them does not allow me to move them.
Correct.
Okay.
Things that cost an action. Invoking a god, as you saw. Moving a god. Attacking with their melee, attacking with their range, playing a divine power card. Some special abilities, which are on the bottom of their cards.
They're marked, yes.
They're marked. If they don't have the little action icon, they're free. If they do, you have to pay an action to do it. So just so you know what he's got out right now, he has Zeus, which can trade places with other gods that are standing, meaning they're alive.
Costing 1 action.
Yep. And then the Chronos one is amazing.
That's a weird one, yeah.
When you can pull it off, it's super awesome. So Chronos, as you guys may know, he ate his kids to
it's a thing to do.
Gain
the
more
rage
power.
those days.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's.
He feared them.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And look, and he was right actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned into a good plan.
Yeah.
So if he is near a fallen god, so a fallen god looks like this. That's the phase in between being standing and being cleaned up. You spend a round fallen. If he makes it to 1, he can pay an action, eat that god. It's called consuming.
Yes.
And become more powerful for it. So you want
cool.
to be aware of Chronos moving near some battles.
Yeah.
Because that's probably why he's going there.
That's impressive. Now, can he go above the 2 plus limit?
No.
Nope, that's just how he can get there.
Okay.
There's still a cap.
You also can't go above your max health.
Okay.
So you'll never get healed up beyond
like 30.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, Zeus is ranged.
Right.
2 melee
Shooting
power,
like
but yeah, exactly.
Out the yin yang. We get it.
He has a well-recognized brand.
Absolutely. So for my first action, I'm going to put Tyr out.
Now, you can always ask questions with the hashtag question, and then that will actually come up on this tablet here if you want to know anything about High Heavens.
Yeah.
So Tyr is
Or just compliments are nice too.
That works too.
telling
That
me
works
how
too.
Smart the design is. I like
You know
that.
what? Listen, this is a very smart
Yeah,
person.
can you feed the anything that
the compliments
Any
right here.
compliments.
like hashtag compliment.
Yeah.
Love this game. Okay, so he's got 8, right? I can count. Yep, 8. 8 health for Tyr.
So this is like kind of nice lighting for this. I had hoped when designing these little things, this is gonna I'm gonna sort of geek out a little bit here.
They shine.
They're meant to catch a highlight and a shadow.
Yeah.
No matter like what the lighting situation is. Like when I
as a ring?
started, they were basically just, they were like cylindrical. But their profile is actually it kind of does some cool things to create lines so that they become easier to read when they're across the table.
Vida.
Okay, so you're bringing Vidar out.
Yep. He is.
He's
here
here.
he
Big,
is. Yeah, the amazing
big,
hat.
Big moose horns.
Another 8 for him.
Yeah, so you can count it up just like chips.
Like you're. This mechanic, I love the chip mechanic so much.
It's pretty smooth. All right, now, so you get an extra turn to get wild. So you can bring out another man's.
No.
Right. Yeah, you could bring someone out. You can attack.
Or you can cast some spells.
I'm going to put a battle axe on Tyr.
Nice.
So my hand is Trixie. Like it has lots of movement, forced movement, ranged effects, things like that.
For me, it's a lot of buffs, and at least right now, from what I'm seeing.
Well, exactly, because I'm looking at these two characters, and it's they're coming out here with less health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so give me an example of your
check out
melee and ranged. Yeah.
So for Tyr, he has he had a 2, now he has a 3 melee. He has a 3 range power and 3 range.
Kick ass.
So that's
he's
super
actually
rad.
he compares to Zeus.
Yeah. Vidar he has no range at all, but 3 melee power, but they both have really cool special abilities.
Hook it up.
The Anger of Tyr, range attacks cause an additional 1 damage to all hexes adjacent.
Whoa.
He's doing
AoE
AoEs.
spears?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, how rad is that?
It's dope. And then what else you got?
Once per turn, when Vidar takes damage, an attacking model suffers 1 damage too.
So he's the god of vengeance.
Yeah.
So he's like Thorny. You know, if you hurt him once per turn, he'll hurt you back a little bit.
Yeah.
So Tyr is, you can check him out here. He's the god of battle, so he's doing that sort of splash damage thing.
And I love how, and you can't probably see it on here, but there's a little bit of the mythos in here. So, like for Vidar, it goes right into the god of vengeance, where it says during Ragnarok, after Fenrir swallowed Odin, his son Vidar tore open the wolf's jaw asunder. So it was the god of vengeance, right? Like,
yep.
Like it's great that it's actually giving the mythos behind it as well. Right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, for me,
it's been a while,
that stuff.
But like generating this game in the first place, I wanted to do this theme first because I've just been a fan of mythology my whole life. Like as a little kid, I had Dolier's Greek mythology book, which a lot of kids had, and then I had the Norse one, and I just adored it, and I wanted to kind of bring that to the board. And so their powers, their stats, everything about them, including their looks, comes from mythology. I didn't like amp them up. I didn't like 40K them and make them sort of mega ultra. You know, they're like wearing togas, and they have, Thor has red hair the way Thor's supposed to have. Loki has yellow hair, like blonde hair. So I followed mythology as closely as I could, and so I wanted to like bring people into that.
Yeah.
So each card has a little bit of mythology
juice
on it.
It's so great.
Okay. So adding that axe.
So that was my third.
That's an action.
Yep. Right.
Yep. All right. So moving, invoking, attacking. Any one of those is a token.
Yep, everything is just a single action. And you...
Now I draw up.
You can draw up. You have nothing to clean up.
Okay.
The game is geared towards aggression.
Oh, don't worry.
And
I'm going to get aggressive.
It's happening.
you may have cards in hand that show some of the ways that I tried to prevent people from like turtling and slowing the game down.
Yeah.
There's massive damage that happens in the game. There are cards that if you start like trying to build an army back here and muster like a specific little section, he has cards that can just hurt all of them with just a single action. So a very cheap, very potent destruction. So the game kind of urges you to fight.
Yeah.
Now, if I deal damage to a character, an enemy character, let's say Tyr, for example. I'm just using that as an example.
Not that you're going to do that.
I'm just throwing it out there. Now,
what you're saying.
if this ability deals damage to an adjacent hex, would that damage Asgard?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
so
rad.
Asgard's not. It doesn't have a special rule where I have to like physically go up and start hitting it, like.
No, not really. So there's you'll see some cards use the word hex. That just means like if you target a hex, it could be this, it could be this, it could be that. If it's talking about an occupied hex, those are hexes that have things on them. If it's an unoccupied hex, it's this.
Yeah.
So you can attack Asgard directly by moving up to it and hitting it as if it was a character, or range attacking it, or using your spells, using whatever you want. You can hit them in all those ways. If you had a god next to you and you had an AoE, if you had one of your gods next to his gods and you did an AoE damage, it can hurt you too.
Yeah, I just realized that off this card.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Hey, so we're going to use the Thunderbolt. It's very powerful.
Obviously. Yep. Not that you were going to begin with. No. We get that.
But if I can hit Asgard directly with this, it deals 4 damage to Asgard.
Whoa, what?
And then it deals 2 damage to all adjacent hexes. So that means his 2 figures should be -2.
That's right.
Ring chips.
I realized what I should have done last turn.
So you're gonna
physically strike.
So you're gonna. So
Jerry
you basically
Vulcans.
take 2 off.
Yeah. And then 2 off this, right?
Yeah. And then
God, that's such an easy mechanic.
You didn't lose.
No, I haven't lost anything.
Okay, so you want to start at 30.
Do all of the Pantheons start at 30 for their home base?
Currently, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. So these go back to the bank.
Okay. Well, but
So that was only one. That was only one.
But the Tug of War is really interesting.
It's great.
Yeah, you know what? This reminds me of there's some PC tactics games. A lot of the classic ones, like Advanced Wars and stuff like that. Like it's really basic numerics as far as the attacks and armor go. And so it's really about it's combat on the surface, but it's really more about managing resources and trading in an intelligent way.
It's definitely a big part of it.
Right?
Yeah. It's once you see the gods start moving around, you'll see how the little combinatorics start kicking in. But the fundamental game is not meant to be complex. It's actually purposefully built to be simplified, and it's all about how things come together on the board.
Right.
You guys did a funny thing where you're like, this is like, I'm gonna have a little bit of a dad moment here, but like my son, watching my younger son play soccer when he was a kid, the ball would go onto their side, and instead of doing things that adults would do, which is like, bring the ball slowly up to the other side and kick it into the goal, they just punt it. It's like, there's a ball near me, I'm going to try and get it in the goal, even though I'm all the way
as I can.
exactly, all the way up my goal. So you basically started this whole thing with just a giant lob to the other side.
So that's the lob, but then...
2?
Yeah, exactly.
2?
So...
Oh, good call, good call.
Let's see, so Zeus... Oh, wrong one.
This is Chronos.
Yeah, exactly. So he has 4. So 1, 2... 3.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm actually not going to use his full movement. I think it'll see go right there.
Okay.
Oh, right, because it's not just one move.
Indeed.
And so you're going to want to you're going to want to pay attention to who is range and who's melee here.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got
big
an AoE.
range over there. Yep.
So if you're next to each other, he can start hurting both of you.
Oh yeah, they can't be together. And they don't want to be. because of the sophisticated
they need a little space.
parenting technique that Chronos uses that involves consumption of the sun. Not legal.
Here.
Yeah, here. I'm all done. That's my 3 actions, and
so-
you know that because they're over there.
That's right. So there's no cleanup, but you can draw your hand back up to 5. So people are asking sort of similar questions. Are there going to be other forces? And you mentioned specifically some Norse and Greek monsters.
Yeah, Fenrir.
So the Valkyrie Medusa pack brings in some monsters, but the terrain and monster pack has Scylla and Charybdis.
Oh, really?
Which that's like.
So they guide the map.
Yeah. So the terrain, the monsters pack are basically terrain for anyone who plays war games. It's a way for you to manipulate the board. Every time you play, you can make it completely different. So Scylla and Charybdis and Ymir's bones, those come down from the terrain pack. Ymir's bones Ymir became the earth, among other things, when he died. So you can put mountains down that just become passive terrain. But Scylla and Charybdis, just like that's where the term "the rock in the hard place" comes from. So you can put them down on the board, and depending on if you go between them, depending on which one you are closer to, different things happen. So yes, there are things like the bigger monsters and things from the mythos that come into play.
Right. You should definitely hit that second one.
Yep. And then the other one is: are there going to be Lovecraftian pantheons? So, short answer: yes. We were just talking about that before the stream started. The next Pantheon set that's being built is going to be a 2-player kit, just like the main set.
The base set, right?
Like what you're seeing here. It'll be a much darker theme, and it's going to be 2 elder god pantheons from the Lovecraftian mythos.
But it's all compatible.
It is all compatible, yeah. So you can have Nyarlathotep fighting against Odin. So it'll be. Cool. I think it'll be pretty fun.
Well, what gods are in that? As like a Lovecraft nerd, like what the elder gods are in that?
So
that kit?
That is the long answer is I'm currently working on not that game. So most of my focus is on Streets of Steel, but I have begun the Elder Gods one, and it's going to be a little different in that there's going to be smaller numbers of gods, and then there's going to be cultists or like sort of thralls. So you can have like Dagon and Mother Hydra.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so you can sort of roll it up. You can
and then
customize
there
it.
will be Shoggoths. But there will be multiple Shoggoths,
As there should be.
which is my current plan. So don't hold me to it. But this is the first time anyone's hearing me say any of this stuff.
I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But
we won't even tell the stream.
No, that
If
secret.
you're-
That secret will stay with
Don't
me.
tell anybody. But if you have Cthulhu, if you're on the Cthulhu side, you may bring out Cthulhu spawn, and so you can have.
There's already
multiple
hashtag compliments coming in.
All right, here. So
check this out.
So I just dished it up. Let's see what happens.
There's so much cool stuff in this. I don't even know where to begin because I love it all. So first,
The fun thing about PAX is demoing at PAX is that I get to play the game so much that I play with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
I don't even think anymore. I'm just like, I'll just start throwing some random.
I just want to see what happens. So
Right.
first, I'm gonna move Tyr up, so I can move him 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. Now he can hit Chronos, correct?
Zeus, yes.
Or Zeus? Excuse me, Zeus.
Well, yeah. We should figure out how hex counting works,
Awesome idea.
right?
Yeah.
So
Everybody seems to do it a little bit different.
Yeah, I again tried to simplify it as much as possible. So there's only the sense of occupied and empty hexes, as I was describing before. There's no line of sight, so there's none of this, and then arguing about whether my hand is out 20% from behind the thing. There's no measuring. If you can reach your target, you reach. Now that can mean a bunch of things. So let's say Tyr's range is what, 3?
3. Yep.
So Tyr can currently hit Zeus.
Yep.
But let's say this looked like this. He can't, but it's not because there's not line of sight. It's because there's more than 3 empty hexes between. Or betwixt. So
You just count around the edge.
Yeah.
so you can just go around the edge.
Oh,
So if
okay.
some of the characters have, he's got a
enough
pretty
range.
far
Yeah.
range
Yeah.
that he can go like this. These are gods. They've got magic abilities. They don't need to shoot straight. So that's all you need to know.
That's cool.
You can also bust these down to create a path again, but you don't need to worry about direct line of sight.
Right.
Now,
The same is true with movement.
I want to play Berserk. Do I play that before or after I say I'm going to attack?
You want to play that first,
Okay.
so that it is because it
It is an action.
It's an action that stays for your entire turn.
Oh,
So
interesting. Do I
you
want to
do
burn
that-
it now, or do I? I mean, that'll whittle him down, right?
Well, but okay, yeah. In terms of value, don't listen to me.
Yeah, in terms
He's
of
your opponent.
Yeah, in terms of value, I
listen to
should
me.
have more guys on the board when I'm playing this card. But I really
Well,
want to
it's
get.
it costs an action,
Yeah.
which means you'll have only 2 actions. No matter what, you're only going to have maximum 2 actions. But you can't go wrong. I mean,
Yeah, let's be aggressive.
I don't know if you guys put money down on this
BE.
game.
Yeah,
Aggressive.
well, they'll
No.
We put Jolly Roger burgers.
There's really
down on
nothing
this.
to lose.
Yeah. Those
So-
little jollies.
That's going to cost me 1 to put Berserk out, and then I'll attack Odin, or not Odin, Zeus 3 times.
Indeed.
Question from the audience.
Yeah.
Even with the Egyptians and other pantheons, will it ever be more than a 2-player game? It is already more than a 2-player game. So in the box, in the rule set, there's a very short little snippet that tells you how to make this 2v2 or 1v2. But basically, the way it breaks down, not to get too into it, but player A, who is over here, gets these 3 lanes.
Oh wow! Okay.
Player B gets the same. Player C, who's sitting next to you, gets these 3, and then finally D gets these 3. So the teammates get to
Mix
still
and
move
match.
forward.
Yeah.
You only get to coexist in the center lane.
That's cool.
You can still attack over the wall, and you can still throw spells and stuff. But movement-wise, you stay in your lanes.
Yeah.
You get 1. Every player gets 2 actions, so 1 fewer, and every player has 3 cards in hand instead of 5. And otherwise, it's the same exact game. You get to share information with your teammate.
Right.
So even though you have fewer cards and fewer actions, you can kind of there's no secret information.
Right. So that's 9 points to Zeus.
Yeah, so you moved out.
Yep. I played Berserk and then I attacked.
Oh, does the Berserk? Okay, so Berserk allows multiple attacks.
Plus 2 attacks.
You moved him on this turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was 1.
Yep.
Then you played Berserk, which is 2
Yep. And then
actions. And then your final action is going to be a single attack.
Oh, so it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't grant 2 attacks per attack action.
No, it's plus 2 to his attacks. So your
plus
attacks
2
are now
okay, never mind.
are now
I'm reading
more
this wrong.
potent.
Okay. We'll take some damage.
It's a buff.
Yeah.
So let's say
that
you
makes me feel even a little better about playing that card.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you did want to play that card with your second action, and then your third one you're going to attack.
Yep.
So typically he attacks for
He
how
attacks
much?
for 3, so
3.
he's going to get 5.
4
Oh, 4.
with your attack
Oh,
chip.
right.
Yep.
Plus 2 is 6.
6.
Ah.
Right.
All
So
right.
let's pull 6 off of this guy. So there's 4. There's 2.
That's
Nice.
a lot. That's a lot of my blood.
Hey, do what you got to do, Zeus.
That's so much blood. It's too much blood. That's how I feel. All right.
There's also a thing that we're sort of concocting at the studio for more than for like a 3 or 4 player game where we're developing a bigger map to allow for a
cool.
free-for-all.
There you go.
like a
four-player-
brawl?
Yeah.
Corners, like maybe a Chinese checkers type
Exactly.
outfit.
Yeah.
I want everything. Like, I
And,
want the whole...
Give
And we've
more
been
stuff.
me
experimenting with, just because I love behind the scenes, like work in progress stuff, I'll throw more things out to the crowd. Where we're playing with either bridges, like the Rainbow Bridge, or like portals that allow you to just put out another mat. If you don't have the 4-player mat, but you have 2 of these, you can put 2 mats next to each other and then start teleporting back and forth.
That's cool.
Okay, so you have 6 HP,
Sure.
you monster.
Sure.
So let's talk about consuming fallen adjacent gods,
Because this is going to happen
just
right
so
now.
I know ahead of time. So
I love how you just drop that little one. Oh, well, how does this lightning bolt work?
Let's have
in
a
case we need
question
to use
about it
it
here. So let's imagine a scenario. It's going to take all 3 of my turns to kill him,
Yep.
right? Because it's going to be 3 and 3, but he's going to have to move up close to do it.
Cool.
So you can attack or move or do whatever with the same god multiple times. just so
Exactly,
you know.
but it takes
So
an action
to consume.
to consume. And so when does Tyr cease to be a meal?
Right.
Like when does he disappear?
In his cleanup. So you clean up only your own gods.
Oh, so if I killed him this turn with these 2, I could not eat him. You
That's right.
You really have to plan around those snacks.
Or accidentally happen upon them.
Right.
But yeah.
I guess that's true.
But yeah, so currently it might be difficult for you to make that happen. But you can start setting it up. If that was something you really cared to do, you can start setting it up. But
I think it's more important to kill.
yeah.
Hey, do what you got to do. You know?
So we're going to scooch Chronos over there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Chronos is going to deal 3 melee power, granular power,
Sure. So we're done.
off of him.
Yeah.
That's so...
Zeus has the range of 3. No, he doesn't. Son of a
Wait, why not? I thought he did.
god.
His range is 2.
Oh, is it really?
But Chronos can hit again.
No, exactly. That's why it's okay. I was like, no, I'm 1 off. Here,
Yeah.
So Chronos will hit again for 3, and then that's going to chew up the rest of my turn.
Right. So now some cool things to note. You've got a dead god there who will get cleaned up when you do your
At the end of
cleanup.
my... Okay.
But
Are there? Hold on. Do they rest there during the turn and don't get pulled up until the end? Because are there interactions, like positive interactions between gods?
Yes.
Oh, for example, like if I was to, if I had a god, and this is purely euphemistic.
Yeah, like it's never going to happen.
Asclepios, who could heal. If that person had 0 health, I could go technically.
So read his special ability.
Oh, heal an adjacent standing god.
Right.
Or Asclepios by
Right.
3.
So every healer is unique. He can heal himself, which
Yeah,
is cool,
it's
and he can
super
heal
cool.
standing gods, which are these guys.
Gotcha.
Other healers can heal fallen gods,
Oh, okay.
or even home bases. So, but they're all
like an
different.
engineer type thing.
Yeah.
Wicked.
That's cool.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, listen, dude, that's my 3 tokens. So come get it.
I'm going
You guys
to...
need like a telescoping table so that for games like this you can be belly up.
Well, it's
Yeah.
true. Well, no, I mean, I right now I can just sort of like reach out and push them, and it's good because I don't have pants on. Like not in the classic sense, not
In
like
the classic sense of pants.
a human pant. That's not where I'm at right now. I have Star Wars pajamas.
So
It's true. I can vouch for that. I saw them.
They're really cool, but they're not pants.
That's a hell of a job you got there.
It took a while to get to this point, but
not the most effective use of Earthquake, but I'm going to Earthquake Chronos.
Chronoid.
Right?
Chronic.
So, I'm sorry, Zeus.
Tell
right?
them what Earthquake does.
So it deals 3 damage to a single hex and to all adjacent hexes.
So, you said you were going to target Chronos? Is that right?
Yeah,
Or
Zeus.
So just so you know, it uses the term hex, not god.
Okay.
So you can target this hex.
Never mind. That's exactly what I was planning. I just wanted to show this off for the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
I had it in my head all the time.
At the end of the day, I'm about educating. I want to bring you with me.
Yeah. Okay, so each of these loses. Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah.
3.
Hex targeting is juice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
is it 3 per?
3 per.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 3 damage to a single hex and to all adjacent hexes. Yeah.
That's a whole lot of damage.
Okay.
It is.
So
now-
there's some fresh blood.
That was my
Yeah.
It's
first.
time to summon some gods.
Now I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as my second.
Wow, he's moosing it up.
And then I'm going to attack kill Zeus.
He's steady moosing.
Straight
So
up
now
Zeus.
you've basically set up. Well, actually, you both have pretty nice paths to each other's home base.
Yeah.
You did a little warfare, and killed some defenders. So now those are your 3 actions. Now we're finally in a cleanup phase that is somewhat meaningful. So you need to clean up your fallen gods.
Okay.
So we'll take Tyr away. He's now
Does
deceased.
that remain? Like, can somebody pick that? Oh,
Yeah, that's
cool.
now loot that
How succulent.
That is rad.
your opponent can pick up if
Okay,
they
so you
choose.
have to. Yeah, there's a lot of planning here.
Yeah.
Because that is your axe.
Yeah.
Like that's the axe
That's
that
the
you
axe,
brought out.
yeah.
It's just on the fucking table.
Yeah,
So this would go back into just right in the discard?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and then draw back up to 5
Yep.
if you haven't already. So now you need to make a decision. Like, is it worth an action to pick that up so that you can blast with an extra +1 on all your hits, or do you want to rush forward to get an extra turn in on Asgard? You have a decent amount of health. I mean, even though you've been hit a bunch, you're still about as healthy as most gods are when they get brought to the board.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's
Chronos. Here's what's funny. It's like I know why it's written like this now. Because you are into it. But it doesn't say I have to consume an enemy god.
No, you don't have to.
I can just go back and eat my kid.
That's true.
Yeah. Aximilian. He nailed
Yes,
it.
exactly. But I'm saying I could eat Zeus.
Which, yeah, I mean, there's never been a more thematic move ever.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, can you play any better than that? Like,
So what's Valar?
Vidar.
Vidar. What's his damage?
he is only melee, and it's 3.
Okay, so he could not, even with 3 turns, he could not kill me.
No.
Can do. I am going to use an action to get that battle axe.
Okay.
So let's pay that.
That's super
I'll
cool.
pick this up. That's yours.
I'm going to come back 1 step and eat my own child.
Okay? Deceased. And then you'll get one of these guys. So now you're at a max damage. You're +2 to every melee and range that you do from now.
Indeed. Now, so I'm all done now. Because I had to get the axe, move,
and
and
then
eat.
consume.
All right. Take it away, friend.
This is the best. Okay. First, I'm putting out Odin.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
Already?
Oh, really,
Is it time?
Chronos? Really?
Is it time? I don't know. It seems like a weird time to bring out Odin, but that's fine. Oh, so I want to see what your big dude is about.
Sure.
What's your health?
14 health, please.
Okay, so that 14 health tier is that Titan tier.
Yeah.
Currently, yes.
Oh wow, dude, he looks marvelous.
Badass.
Look at
Yeah,
this. But what's his deal?
His deal, I'm going to show you that right now.
Please.
He's got a range, once per turn, he's got a range of +5. So I'm going to hit him.
Okay, so he can't just do it forever.
No.
Right, he has one base because he has a
It's
magical
base 2.
spear.
Yeah.
Called Gungnir. He can throw. In mythology, he throws and it never misses.
Yep.
So in the game, once per round, you can huck that spear.
so
Now,
cool.
does he have to come? Does he have to walk over then and pick it up?
No.
Well,
Yeah,
that would be pretty awesome.
Keep dreaming.
yeah. All right,
So that's 2 because it's a range power of 2 on that. But
okay, so summon, attack,
and then one more attack from Vidar for
3.
3. I absolutely love these tokens.
It makes sense.
It's such an easy mechanic. I love it. So that's 3. Chronos.
This is so interesting.
This is the book.
This is okay. All right. See, because when there wasn't dice and there wasn't a random aspect, right? I was trying to figure out if it would turn out in terms of actual play, like in a reductive way, like in a clear-cut,
Right.
obvious way where we're just subtracting these, but the bonuses fall on the ground.
Yeah, and you can pick them up. Like it adds a whole new layer.
Yeah, that changes the conversation a lot. Here, so Chronos is very cool, but Vidar has 6.
Yes, 6.
That's just wrong, isn't it?
And remember,
do what you
you'll
gotta
take
do.
1.
Yeah,
You can do multiple attacks, but only one of them are going to come back to you and do 1 damage.
that's Vidar's special power.
Oh, it's because of his deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vidar's vengeance, as they say. I love that. It's like what to do.
Oh, yeah, right?
That one was fun to draw.
Yeah,
like
it's really neat.
his representations in mythology are all kind of different and weird, and he's got some strange stuff going on. But I just sort of had a little fun with his gigantic
Right.
antler head.
Well, especially
antler head
like
and
when
his-
you read through the
it's like
sagas.
spiked
yeah.
bracers, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like I got to, I did the game design obviously, but I also did a lot of the sculpting and I
Yeah.
did a lot of the
Oh,
painting.
really?
Yeah, the painting and the sculpting, mostly me, and then I have a bunch of amazing artist friends that did whatever I didn't do.
The hell?
So good.
You have to... Other people need skills and talents, too. Like, you can't just fucking hog the whole thing,
It's
dude.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to do.
Chrono.
Okay, now, poison deals
sure.
damage on their turn.
At the start of their turn.
That's cool.
So if I deal damage
That's
to him,
cool.
I take some damage,
You're only gonna take 1 point.
right?
Like it's just once on one hit.
wait, he doesn't deal poison damage.
No.
okay.
I have my own poison. Don't worry about that.
Not that he has a poison, but he's
just-
gonna ask about
I'm just
poison.
I'm just trying to figure
I'm
out...
noticing a goddamn trend.
I'm just trying to figure out what the deal is. So if I hit him, which is what I'm going to do,
Yep.
that'll be 5 tokens,
Duh!
right? Because my base melee power is 3.
Yeah.
I have 2 buffs,
buffs
so it's
are
5
rad.
total,
Yeah.
right?
Do you want me to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, now, immediately.
Now I'm going to ensorcel him. So I'm going to disable a single god for 1 round, move that god 1 hex in any direction.
So which way do you want to move him?
Away. And it adds 2 poisons to that god.
What? That's cool.
So that should handle him.
Yeah.
How far can Odin move?
He can move only 2.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't have his horse.
He's
It's okay.
lumbering.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Sleipnir.
Hugin and Mugen aren't around to help.
So that's 1 attack, and then 2 actions are done. Or do these cards cost actions?
They do. Yeah.
Okay. So
that was your
ensorcel's over
second
there.
one.
Yeah, exactly right. Now here's the deal. Do I scoot over so I can gobble you up
Properly.
next turn? Actually, no, he'll die at the start of his turn and then be cleaned up that same turn.
He dies at the end of his turn. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he is removed from the board, perished.
Yeah.
It's called in the game.
Okay.
And so poison evaporates, and this disable is just a reminder, so that'll evaporate. He'll be fallen. The things you can do with a fallen god are heal them if you have that ability, consume them if you have that ability.
Delicious.
Or you can smite. So if there's a god
that you don't like.
So, like, let's say there was a god here.
Yep.
And two gods love each other very much.
Let's say there's a god here.
Yep.
And you can see that he's setting up Chronos for a consume, but it's your turn.
You can attack and smite
You
him?
can do a smite, which is that you just walk through a fallen god, and that removes them from the board instantly.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you want to get rid of fallen gods, you can smite them.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to move back here.
Whoa.
Radical.
Next turn.
Okay, top of the turn.
So he's
He's gone.
okay. What I love right now is I get to play Balder. And what's so cool about this is in the mythology, Balder could not be harmed because of his mother's asking him to, the other gods to try and test it. And it wouldn't let him be harmed. And that's on here. So he can't be affected by melee attacks.
Right. He was
I
invulnerable.
love that. He was invulnerable because he was the favored of Odin's sons.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Like, that's so cool.
And the way he actually wound up dying is that he Loki found that mistletoe, which was the only thing that was not asked to not harm Balder out of the entire universe. Mistletoe was left out, so he fashioned an arrow out of mistletoe and tricked Balder, who was blind, to use a mistletoe arrow to fire at his own brother. I'm sorry, Hoder, who was blind, to fire at his own brother Balder, and basically kill him in front of all the other gods. So the only thing that can hurt Balder in the game is ranged attacks to mimic that.
You nerd. All right.
So cool.
This is nerd shit.
I have a smile on my face.
Now, take it to the hoop.
Yes.
So is Balder tough?
He's got 8 health, 6 movement, and 2 melee. No range.
Wow, so much movement.
Yeah. But I am going to move Odin. Oh, so that was 1. Move Odin up 2. So this counts as an obstruction?
No, the fallen gods are kind of like ghosts. You can walk through them if you want, which will smite him and remove him.
Okay.
But he doesn't prevent you from moving through.
But I am going to attack. So that was a move, and I'll attack Chronos for another 2. Oh, should I get Asgard at that point? No.
You should probably start chipping away.
Yeah.
Cool thing about this guy is, I mentioned one of his combos. Since he's so fast, you can rush him into the Olympus, hit. Even if he gets sacrificed, if you have Hell around, you can bring Hell out.
And
you can even camp her, and then just keep bringing Balder back.
Out here.
Back to the battle, and have him rush in again.
Oh, it's like a rush down.
Yeah, because she can bring him back from the discard pile. So you can bring him back, he can run in, he can do some damage, he'll die. Mm-hmm. A round or 2 passes, you bring him back in, and you can keep doing it if you need to. It's a slow way to win, but it's there for you if you need it,
Well, but also it's just pressure. You can never not think about it.
Right.
All right, man. So Balder is here. That's me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Balder 2. Did we take the 2 off of him? Off of Chronos?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you did.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
No, it's all good, man.
So at the end of your...
Oh, yeah. At the end, he clears out.
Yep, cleanup phase.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab Asclepius.
Yep. Sure.
What does he come in with, 8?
He comes in with 8.
Damn.
He'll do in a pinch. Now, he can use an action to heal an adjacent standing god by 3. So I would love to do that.
Okay, so that's your second action.
And then I'm going to put the Armor of Ares on.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put the Armor of Ares. That's 2 armor, single god.
That's badass.
So I've pulled him back into the laboratory, and I've begun to make terrifying modifications.
Oh, it's tough. Okay. That was your last one?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is really interesting. It's rare that you see the 2 big boys come out at the same time.
Well, yeah, it's probably because we're new, right?
No, I mean you brought the you both got hands that had the Titans in them.
Well, the main thing with this is that the Armor of Ares negates the range 5 spear.
Does it? What is it? Oh, yeah, because it's 2 armor.
Yeah,
right,
not because of anything special. It's just 2 armor.
Just 2 armor.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. First, I'm going to put Thor out.
Thorax.
That Thor.
Oh, and you know he's got the ranged attack.
Right, and that's 8 health. Yeah. And this is interesting because now we're getting down with the health chips, right?
Yep.
Yeah, again, right?
I am going to move, that was the first one. I am going to move Balder up 6, yes. 1, 2, 3. And he's got a... Oh, melee is absolutely adjacent, right?
Yeah.
Chronos isn't ranged, is, what should we call it? Ranged?
What, Asclepius?
Yes.
1 range power, yes.
But his range is 0.
Yeah.
So currently, when you see something like that, it means he can't actually use his range ability as such, but if he gets buffed by other cards or gods, then you can start introducing that. Okay. So you'll see a couple guys that have
if you increase their range?
Yeah, there are cards that can alter stats.
And I'm going to move Thor up for 4.
Okay, nice.
BT Dubs, that moves really smooth. So cool.
Well, no, right?
That's so cool.
And it's like going over a little crack in the table. You don't even notice.
Yeah.
Weird. So Hermes is the same way, theoretically. 2 range, but 0 range power.
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's crazy.
But if he has, let's say he had all these on.
No, he can take them.
Now he's got 2.
Yeah, Hermes can borrow. This is Hermes' power is that he can take those. Or
for how long? Like
no, take them. Like take the chip.
Yeah.
And redistribute them.
Yeah, he's the messenger.
He's the messenger.
That's
so
so
I can
great.
send him out there. He can hang out with Dad. Right?
So that was the just to keep the whole mythology thing going.
Yeah.
Right. He's a messenger god, and he's the god of thieves and thievery. So in 1 power, you can get them both in there. He can steal from either team.
It's so good.
So he can walk up to, if you had chips, which you don't, by the way, he could steal them from you and then bring them back to his own team or keep them or whatever. Distribute them as he wishes.
That's great.
Okay, I have to start getting aggressive here. The problem is that I don't really have the ranged capability to deal with Balder.
Yeah. You know, there's a couple things you could do. You could try and take out some of these characters. You can reverse the pressure. You don't have very many fast-moving characters on the board, although he's actually not so bad. But
no,
you can just like
he's
you can be like
ridiculously fast.
Oh, it's kind of a mechanic.
There's no free strikes, so you could, if you want, you can be like,
Double move
I'm gonna put pressure over here and try and pull some attention off my own home base, right? You know,
true.
to like, hey, don't look over here, I'm over here, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, at 10 damage.
He does 10 damage?
Well, with 2 attacks.
Oh, right.
I could move 4 spaces, go right to Odin, and then just start beating the shit out of him.
Sure.
With the armor to help, it might be okay. But I feel like if I have a chance to work with Asclepius here, I should be using that to add more. I should be using Asclepius to add more health. So I don't see any reason on this card why I can't use 2 actions to heal 6.
Correct.
Then I'm going to do that.
The only restriction is you can't go above his starting health.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. His starting health is really big.
So Death Unbound is asking, probably already answered, but can allied gods move through each other's hexes, or must they go around? Regardless of whether they're friendly or not, if a hex is occupied, you cannot move through it. So it doesn't matter whether it's friendly or not. Nice.
I came to play.
That is a terrifying guy there.
It is. Was that your whole turn?
Just about. Now I'll bring in Hercules.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Or Heracles,
Kevin Sorbo?
as they say.
So he needs 10, is that right?
11.
Okay, so bad news for you. There's only...
You can't!
There's only 9.
Why would you design the game like this?
Because it's awesome and you can't do a damn thing.
Sorry, Heracles.
Well, here. So how many?
Sorbo out.
How many are over there?
9.
Okay.
Pull him back in your hand so you don't forget.
Yeah, you come back here. Here, I'm going to summon somebody else. It wasn't who I wanted to summon. Okay.
Do what you gotta do.
Can they come back here?
Yes.
Is this the velvet rope?
They can walk. You mean can his characters
Yeah.
walk back there? Yes.
No. All right. I'm going to bring somebody else out.
Therefore blocking your ability to invoke.
Yeah. We don't want that. We're going to have Artemis
Oh, cool.
over here.
Is that 8?
Artemis is 8. So now there's only one chip back there.
Do you want her here?
Yeah.
So she's pretty good at hanging out and just throwing arrows into the fray, right? She's got a pretty good range.
That's my fantasy. That's the scenario I want. And if I can buff her, then there'll be a really nice two-shot kills between her and Chronos.
What is her range?
6.
What?
The number of the beast.
Yeah.
one of the numbers of the beast.
All right, sir. I yield. I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Yeah, I'm gonna yield something right up your yield yang.
You're gonna get.
So he could have a single card that does some massive damage on you, just to let you know.
Because that's their deal, right?
You've even seen. Well, I mean, you've
I
even seen
already
some
played
of
it,
them. You saw an
unfortunately.
earthquake, but everyone's got some cards that do splashy.
6?
It's the number of the beast. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
She's the archer.
Yeah, I get it. 1, 2. Damn, I gotta move Thor up once.
Question:
This is gonna get so gruesome.
What's
soon? Oh, sorry.
What's the difference between the minis that come with the game and the other minis in the store? I'm guessing on my web store. So there's 2 answers. Either they're asking about the different pantheons,
Or is there something unique about the models?
or are they asking about the resins that I have on the website?
That might be it.
Every one of these gods, all the pantheons play differently. So if that's the question, there's Greek, there's Norse, there's Egyptian. If you missed that from earlier, they all play totally differently from each other, and they all have unique sets of gods. If you're asking about why are there gray resin minis on the site that are being sold separately, those are like hobbyist resins. They're hand cast in America.
Oh yeah. If you're into this type of stuff,
Yeah.
like the resin option is always there for the true dork.
Right. They're much higher detail.
Right.
So if you're a painter or if you're a war gamer, that is, this game is meant to attract war gamers like myself. So I want to build resins. I want to pose them the way I want. I want to paint them, with all the nice fine detail.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing with the plastics. These are the ones that come in the game. So they're a little bit more invulnerable than resins, but they lose a tiny, tiny bit of detail. I still think
they still look fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
This is going to be a super. I don't know if this is going to.
It's gonna be an interesting turn.
Yeah, I'm going to move Balder here for 1.
Boldar.
God, he's only got a 2.
barbarian.
He's only got a 2.
He really does only have a 2. It's like having nothing at all.
Just
It's like a 0.
Just keep it up, Jay.
It's so close, actually.
Yeah. Keep it up.
It's just 2 away.
Keep laughing. God, that armor is amazing.
It really is.
What the armor does is really, really.
Yeah, When I set him loose, it's going to be a very interesting sequence of events.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like you remember the first part of Blade?
Yeah.
In the vampire
the Tracy
nightclub.
Lords scene.
Yeah, in the vampire nightclub where like the sprinklers the blood, and then they're like, right, that type of shit. It's going to be like that, and he's already eaten motherfuckers. That's his brand. Like, that's his whole thing. Is it time to unleash your fury?
I don't know, actually. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could actually hit. I'm actually going to do 2 attacks. One with Odin to hit Olympus.
Okay, for
2.
2. Yeah.
What's his range?
He gets
6.
plus 5.
Or 7.
7 is his total.
Yeah.
Range.
7 range?
Just once per turn.
Oh, okay. Jeez,
That's
it's even
fear.
better. It's even better than I thought.
How much?
You can get in there
does
easy.
she have right in the middle?
8.
Artemis? 8.
You can't get to her.
Oh, because Olympus is in the way.
It's occupied, yep.
Okay, so I'll hit Olympus for 2,
Okay, so just slide that down to
and
28.
then Boulder's going to hit Olympus for another 2.
Okay, and then so move that. Oh, you did it. Cool.
Oh yeah, I love to take damage. All right, so there is no blood over there to even reconstitute gods.
Nope.
Right?
We got blood.
Blood.
Hot. No, there's one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever kind of mouse you can summon with one.
Keep laughing it up, buddy.
Right
This
now.
will be like the albino penguins in,
Those weird ass.
in the Lovecraft expansion.
Do you have? Tell me, you got to do the penguins.
So the teams are still being formed. The 2 teams that I have do not include the penguins. But
Wait.
anything can happen.
That was only 2. Hold on.
You
Right?
shot with
I shot.
each of these. Did you?
No, I didn't use Thor.
No. You shot back there.
And
then
I moved. I moved him.
And you moved and then
then
shot.
shot, okay.
So that's 3. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I did that right. Okay.
Thor's just out of range of doing all kinds of
I know.
damage, which is a shame.
Interesting.
Too bad he didn't have that armor, that attack chip that you had, because he'd be pretty
Now,
gnarly.
I'm playing the Gifts of Hermes.
You would.
I'm going to move up to 3 Greek gods, 3 hexes each.
I regret not playing 1 card.
I have to give a shout out to my friend here in Seattle who painted that amazing painting, Lauren St. Ange.
It's a good shoe. Gifts of Hermes.
She's living here in Seattle.
This is a premium shoe.
Yep.
Right here. Now.
It's only one of those. Or 2.
Now Chronos
Actually.
will attack twice.
Okay. So you played 1. That was the gift, and then you're going to attack him.
Twice.
I'm guessing.
Yep.
Twice. So for how much each? 5.
5 apiece.
Okay,
Yeesh, that's
Thor's
everything.
dead.
Wah, wah.
I don't want him to come over here. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I get
you
it.
do not.
I don't want him to be a part of that.
That's a real shame, losing Thor like that.
Yeah, if only you were playing the Egyptians. You know what I mean? Something to think about. Ooh. Ah.
Yep.
First, I'm going to play a snare. I get to place 4 snares on an empty or occupied hex.
Right. So you get a little stack of these.
Yeah, they're going right on Chronos.
Smart. And poison, yeah?
Is there? Oh, yeah. Any god on or moving through the snare is disabled and gains a poison.
This is the biggest stack of chips I've ever seen in this game.
Wow.
So what's happening here, this is an awesome counter for your Mega Titan that you built.
Yeah.
So that guy can't do anything anymore. And he's going to slowly bleed.
Well, until he is the snares are broken off, right?
Right. So remember, you can't attack your own hex, so he needs a friendly to release him, which is not the end of the world.
Athena's
right?
got a good line on that. Or not Athena, but
Artemis.
Artemis, yeah.
And once he's freed, he can start moving again. But he's from now on going to be losing 1 life per turn.
And there's somebody who can heal that.
No, you have no Greeks that can remove poison. Certainly, you can if you want to do the sort of Team Fortress thing and have your healer running behind you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can
that
keep
could work.
juicing him up, but it's always going to be draining.
Ah, man, I played this wrong. Maybe I didn't, but I could have healed Thor this turn if I wanted to.
Next time.
No go backsies.
No go backsies. No way.
right.
So that was 1.
Yep. That's cool. Okay, so I basically have like 4 bear traps
That's right.
like on my leg.
Yeah, that's actually Can I see the art real quick?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's her. She's got this setting up the
Yep,
bear trap.
there you go.
Magic bear trap.
Oh, and there's different livery per faction, like on the cards.
Yes, on the backs. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, God, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, my big dream there was that when I start selling millions of copies of this game and people want to start affiliating themselves, they can wear
the iconography is ready to go.
Yeah, they can wear the Greek shirt or the backpack of the Norse. Or
I'm going to play Odin's Eye.
Mm-hmm.
I get to pick 2 random cards from you and then inspect them, discard 1, and return the other.
No.
Poor Odin's eye.
I know.
Dude, I got
I love
nothing.
how it's in a cave.
But
It's
listen,
great.
dude, I've got nothing but gold here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That art is by Cecil Kim, the artist who did much of the God of War 1 concept art. He's a buddy.
Yeah, so this is pretty gross. So he actually gets to give me one back and discard another one?
Yeah, and now he has a little information on your hand.
But it's more than that. He can literally just discard a god out of the game.
Yeah, Hercules.
Ugh.
Okay, and then I'm going to attack Olympus for 2 for my last one.
With
Yep.
this young man
God, I'm wondering if yeah.
for 2?
Yeah, we'll do it for 2.
Yeah, it's something I just realized. I think I had like early stream jitters or something. I misspoke.
Are you okay?
If you
Be cool, man.
No, if you have no more gods left, they're dead. Remember earlier you were like, oh, well, I can discard them and then that prevents me from losing. I was wrong about that.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I've had time to
Yeah.
think.
Exactly. So Heracles.
He's out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is a shame. He has a good special power.
Oh, yeah. So it's called the Nemean Hug. So wherever he's placed, enemies can't leave.
That's right.
Wherever he moves,
He's
he sticks people in place.
Yeah, he's got him.
And he also has 3 melee power. So he is a dangerous individual. Now, gosh, this is a huge problem. Now, if I was to summon somebody here, they'd be stuck there until somebody else moved, right?
Yes.
This is not an awesome place to summon people. Now,
It's a good place for like Hephaestus. That's usually where I'll put
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Because then he's like hiding and he's just
Home.
handing out
Forging.
armor. Yeah.
So how about right here? If I'm right here and you're right here, and I have ranged power,
That's melee.
so if I'm adjacent to you, it's automatically melee. There's no
That's right.
okay.
Yeah. Range is more than 1. Melee is adjacent. So
Yeah.
it's the start of your turn, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
did you remind him to take one of his?
Oh, yeah, get
health?
them points off. I want to take his points off.
So what do we have here?
A
We
bajillion.
have 5, 10.
Okay. So I am going to with Artemis.
Yep.
I'm going to fire twice on
So let's do 1.
exactly for 2. I'm basically going to shoot the
Traps.
traps off of
So and
special
that's how
friend.
much damage? 2 per?
2 per.
Okay, so you're going to destroy the trap,
Yep.
freeing the Titan.
That's cool. Does the poison go away too?
No.
Nope, poison
Oh, that
sticks
just-
around.
No, I can't.
Unless you have a god or a card that removes it, which you guys don't,
Right.
that stays. Egyptians deal in poison a little bit more.
That's cool.
Question. Is Fenrir in the game? Man, people. I guess I gotta put Fenrir in.
Dude,
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
you gotta,
yeah.
you gotta, you gotta
like
take full advantage.
even like one of these little packs. I mean,
Fenrir has got the fan base
Yeah,
built
Yeah.
in.
So it's interesting. I have a plan for all the different releases for this and my other games. There's a solitaire / solo expansion that I'm designing that is currently the Kraken. And the game
rad.
plays
Oh,
the Kraken.
That's a good idea.
And you-
so it has like a squid AI deck.
Yeah, exactly. And so he'll start down here, and you'll start here with your gods, and you fight. And there's I have a mechanic that moves their tentacles and him and his body. So, but now that everyone's asking for Fenrir, I mean, maybe I need to like.
You gotta get on this Fenrir shit right
Yeah.
away. No, you
Yeah.
do Fenrir versus the Kraken, and then
It's just an AI game.
no,
You
and
don't
then
even play.
no, you leave the house.
Yeah.
You just set everything
done.
up
I'm
and
really
go.
The game plays itself.
I'm leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Here.
All right, now I need to get in some juice. So it looks like, Athena it is.
My wife,
Nice.
my wife is on the stream.
Oh, she watching?
She's saying, "Make Fenrir." Just 2 words. I
Make
guess.
Fenrir. Yeah.
All right, Athena is coming in. I need 8 health token.
Well, good thing for you. They're here.
With the armor, is that every time that he gets it attacked? Oh god, that's horrible.
That's a brutal. He's brutal. And you had an excellent counter that now got cleaned off a little bit. But at least he's slowly dying.
Right.
And if he's
in 16 turns,
like a little bit of like rubber bandy stuff, like if he makes it to your home base and starts pounding,
right.
You'll just spawn people by there.
And so you can start attacking him, which is he's an easy target for you, and eventually he's going to drop all that stuff.
Right. Oh, right.
Athena, one of the reasons I wanted to bring her out, aside from choking out the blood pool, is that she starts with 2 armor.
Oh, that's rad.
Yep, born with armor.
Figures.
Yeah, but like out of the skull, right?
That's right. Yeah, fully armed.
I always like that. I mean, I have a draw at the end. I have a daughter, and that makes sense to me. So
this is my most popular mini on the site. Like,
is it really?
The resins, like, I only have like 2 left. I have to recast them.
Yeah, it's the shield.
Thinking,
there's a lot to like.
I'm thinking about doing a big version of her and then resculpting the shield to put like tons of detail into it.
Okay, so Athena has been summoned. That's one token. Oh no! I shot twice.
Oh yeah.
And now I've summoned Athena. Okay. Now my turn's over.
Cool. I am going.
I see my wife is just volunteering to make Fenrir.
I love it.
Is it all artists in your house?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And Jen, my wife, who is Roberta Lester there in yellow, she did a lot of the art for the game.
I was gonna see all oh, there we go. Look.
Yeah.
Sickle of Chronos. Nice work.
Am I missing Ijin?
No, she's. Oh.
That's hell.
Maybe she's missing. Or
Proxy.
Is she over there? No, here, I'll get. Here, hang on.
You got some?
I have one. It's like that. It's like a cooking show. I can have one in the.
Yeah, exactly.
Already in the oven.
Okay, so she's gonna be there.
Yeah, you can bring somebody out and then just rush them over to me.
God, there's so many ways to play this. It's crazy.
You have a big hand?
Well, yeah, but it's more of a big hand of more gods. Oh wait, I can't put her out.
No blood.
No blood.
Oh, so you just have to come out here and get crazy.
Yeah. Super cool though.
There you go.
Rad. Okay, well, we'll keep her for.
I did that purposefully so that you can see what they look like unpainted.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You're a savvy social media, creature.
Okay, I'm gonna play Berserk for 1. No, I'm not. I lied. I was just testing.
Oh, for the +2?
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if I should play it on Baldur and then
just go ham on
ham on Olympus.
On the town.
So his stats are melee power 2.
Yeah.
So if you do the math, you can do 3 attacks by
for
2
6, or 2 attacks and lose the card. So
that's right.
Yeah,
so you might as well do the free one and save that for...
Yeah, exactly. So we'll do 3 attacks right on Olympus.
So 6 points?
Yep.
Yeah, you have a guy on the inside. That's good to start attacking.
Yeah, just have him go wild. And also, I can't come after him really.
Why?
They're too close. I mean, I can now that he's free. Now I can move.
Now
back.
with her, I mean, she can shoot right around. Remember, because it's she has 6.
Oh yeah,
so she can go right around Olympus.
But the optimal scenario is for me to move her out 1, and then both of them can get ranged.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But why not? She has melee abilities. You could just smash him from.
But he's Baldur.
Oh right, that's true.
Yeah. Trust me, man. I've
been thinking about this all day.
I would like nothing more than to kill this asshole. But he's invulnerable.
Yep.
Because of reasons.
Wait, is somebody in chat asking for a life-size statue of this game? Because that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, just walk around.
Yeah, like the life-size chessboards.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
just pushing.
That would be awesome.
You get friends over there.
You'd have to do it at the right scale.
Yeah,
because the chips would have to be big too.
Right.
And you can't have the chips be like taller than a refrigerator.
It's like when you go to cons and you see like the life-size Pandemics, the life-size Catans, like this.
Here, can you take Chronos and scoot him up over to the left side of Asgard?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Oh, and he can lose a health.
Yes, definitely.
While I'm at it.
Yeah. Now I think I'll just attack twice.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So for 10?
For 10.
Ha!
Yep, you just go. They're each 5, so you can like skip back up.
Yeah, that's great. So you good?
That's scary for you.
That's very good. Yeah, I'm done.
So you have 2 turns. You have a 2-turn clock on you with Chronos sitting there.
I'm going to put Heimdall up. God, I can't put Heimdall up.
Well, you could put Heimdall up your ass. You could put Heimdall. But just for kicks.
Yeah.
What's his deal?
Heimdall's
What does Heimdall
really
mean?
cool.
What does Heimdall mean in High Heaven?
I want to get him out because 1, 10 health, 2 movement, 4 melee, but he's got the Jarl horn, right? And
it's a premium horn.
Once per game, and if Asgard's health is below 10, he can increase it by 5 if he's adjacent to Asgard.
Whoa.
I mean, it's a quick little extra little bit of health, but he could also break through your armor as well.
Right.
Heavy hitter.
Coolio. All right, what's next? Yeah, I mean, the other scenario, right? I mean, it may be a situation where you have to start dealing damage to me to get enough blood to summon somebody, or Baldur has to start attacking people instead of my town.
Right, but he can't because he can't attack from where he is now because he can't get through your 2 armor.
Yeah, he'd have to go right here.
So we're gonna berserk. Odin's gonna shoot for 4 at
Playing
Chronos.
berserk.
Yep, berserk shot at Chronos.
Okay, so that's how much damage?
2 after the armor.
Okay. We're at 5.
Yeah.
I have never seen this. The idea of a Monopoly style bank for
It's awesome.
HP is real.
Because you've locked me out of. I have 4 gods right now, and I can't do anything about them. That's the best.
Okay, here. So you have one more turn.
Sure. I'm going to.
More pokes.
I'm going to shoot.
Asclepius.
Yes, for 2.
Okay.
Oh, you're just trying to fill the bank up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, why aren't you shooting Olympus?
Exactly, right?
Because there's no way I can whittle Olympus down enough in 2 turns because he's got me in 2 turns.
Yep. Reminder, I don't know what's in your hand, but remember you can throw away your whole hand if you want. The thing is, since this is your first game, you don't know what's in your deck. There might be things in your deck that would heal,
I forgot you could throw away.
So your second game, as you play the game more, you'll know what's in your deck, and that's when self-milling becomes a thing.
So at what point during your turn can you mill? At any time, or is it at the end?
Your cleanup phase.
The cleanup phase? Okay,
so
cool.
the cleanup, there's only 2 things you can do. Throw away cards from your hand, and remember they're gone forever. Or clean up gods, dead, fallen gods from the board. Because then your third phase is to draw your hand. So if you throw away 5 cards, you will then get 5 fresh cards.
That's super cool.
But you're at the disadvantage of not knowing what's in your deck because you've never played the game.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, it's such a great way to, great mechanic. So I shot and played berserk. That's 3.
Okay.
But during cleanup, I am going to get rid
of your hand. Okay, just some of the gods that you don't want.
Yeah, so you're already getting a sense of like, oh, you know what? Right now I don't need gods. I need powers.
Yeah, I need earthquakes and I need other types of divine structure.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get rid of 3. I don't even want to get rid of hell because I want because of Baldur, but
yeah. So what did you chuck? You got rid of hell.
Hell.
So hell's the one that could bring Baldur back from the dead.
Freyr
has a dancing sword which can
hit 2 hexes.
Hit 2 different hexes. So you're pulling him.
That's pretty smooth.
But it splits the damage though, right?
That's right. Yeah.
In Eden.
Eden.
Yeah, Jesus. Eden. Okay.
With the golden apples.
Yeah. And she can heal.
That's your healer?
Yeah.
What's her twist? Because I can heal myself.
Yeah, she can heal an adjacent standing or fallen god.
Oh, see, that's
3.
a maze. Yeah. That's juice.
Discard. Okay, you're up.
Okay.
I hope her painted mini didn't walk at one of the conventions.
Oh,
that happens sometimes.
It happens. Okay. I'm going to attack. Oh, I need to lose 1 health.
Yep.
How honorable of you to call that out.
And I'm going to attack 3 times.
For 15.
Yeah, I'm at 1.
That's my turn. With my evil dad. This is all a metaphor. You know, like this is where we're using the schema of high heavens to work through some of our own traumas.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting.
Oh, I didn't know you guys were father and son. You guys. Interesting.
Yeah. What do you got?
Josh, can you put on Flight of the Valkyries, please?
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
What? Do you have to open up the other box?
What?
Do you have to open up the other box? And get the Valkyries out?
That would be awesome. But it deals 4 damage to all enemy gods and 1 to each friendly god.
Whoa!
That's cool.
Yep, that's a good bank filler.
Yeah. So?
Now, deals 4, but no resistance.
Right.
Okay, so armor does not matter.
Right.
Okay.
Get rid of 4 on each one of your guys over there?
Yep. Man, that's a whole lot. So now you got plenty of blood.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I don't know if it's gonna... It's not gonna matter, but... Oh! Yeah, it is! But you can still win next turn either way. So this is where I play Heimdall.
Oh, Heimdall, he's back.
Put him in. Boom, boom, boom.
What's his health?
It's 10. And plus 5 to Asgard. But
Asgard.
But unfortunately,
Asgard.
this is game, set, and match.
Good game.
That's rad.
Okay, that is very interesting.
I want every expansion.
What is your takeaway as a mechanic?
As a mechanic,
Yes.
I love this. This is huge for me, and I didn't know it was gonna come into such a big play. And maybe because I wasn't being aggressive enough with my gods and just letting them die.
Yeah, game 2 of this is going to be really different.
Because we were just, we had gods for days and that drained the bank. So I wasn't pushing forward enough and being as aggressive as I should have been.
Yeah, so I think the idea that there is a total number of hit points that can even be instantiated at any one time is very interesting. I like the UI stuff, but also I think for me the big takeaway is that even these really minor, like mechanically, like numerically minor bonuses, they add so much value over turns.
These 2 armor stopped Odin in his tracks. And
Yeah.
actually, a lot of my gods, because a lot of them had two melee, 2 range.
Well, yeah, and I basically have it's like you have like Olympus, the next generation.
Right.
Back here.
They're coming up.
This is Olympus 90210
Yeah.
back here. And, there's a lot of range, but then the range plus the armor, like the next wave that comes back from here is really, really not friendly at all.
So check out some of these other Brynhilde's Ring of Fire. Choose any god in the heavens. This god is disabled for 1 round. Every hex adjacent to this god suffers 2 damage.
Yep, that's one of those like don't hang back.
Right, like right back there. I could have fired it off. Boom! It would have even damaged.
Oh
no!
Here, get a load of this. Get a load of this, dude. So Poseidon, I never got down to him. I've never seen a 2-action ability.
Oh, cool!
Poseidon, 10 health, 4 movement, 3 melee, but 2 actions. Up to 3 gods adjacent to Poseidon suffer 3. So that's...
So it's each of his little...
Yeah. Now, Apollo, on an action, I can destroy 1+. So the orange rings...
What?
You can like pluck them off with his magic bow.
Just pluck, like called shots with the bow, right? And so I had a lot of other stuff. What I was going to do later, once the response was well and truly on the way.
Right.
Pipes of Pan actually lets me push up to 3 opponents straight back, so I could buy another turn with that. So there's a lot of fig manipulation in here.
Yeah,
and you wound up. So you never got Hades, who does a lot of like moving other guys around.
Yeah.
You didn't have to build architecture. You wound up being very aggressive for a Greek.
I had some, because after I was doing the scooting back, then I was going to start. Then before they could come back, I had some columns that I was going to start laying out
very
in between,
cool.
just to make it really, really expensive.
Yeah. So this was a cool first game to show because it played in an interesting way.
Yeah.
It played unlike whatever your next games would be like.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. I assure you, it would not be like this. Because even though part of it is you now know a little bit more about the game, you know what cards are coming, you can go fishing for cards, but you only each got to play like 4 or 5 gods.
Yeah.
The game is meant to be a somewhat quick turnaround, so that your next game you might have an entirely different suite of gods that are out on the board, and the whole thing would play differently. Like if you had these guys on the board, like the armorer, the super fast guy who steals armor, and then the manipulator. It would be completely different than like all the fighting that happened out here.
No. Dude, get a load of this. So I have a spell called Apparate. I'm down.
Always fun.
Yeah. I can summon a god directly to the central hex.
That's rad.
So that's another thing to do. So once everybody has come in here and I've put up all these blocks, I can somebody at midfield and roll up.
So I at the end I just got Loki's morph.
Yeah.
So what I could use this for is if I see a god's dying, or if I just want to put Loki down, you replace a god,
Oh, that's
and
great.
it drops Loki into his place, retaining
all the goodies.
any of the goodies, and any of the bad.
Oh yeah, poison or whatever. Sure.
Or the not the poison, but the traps.
Oh yeah. You can't. God.
Yeah.
You know, though, it'd be really cool if you could summon Loki in and he got rid of the traps. That's way on brand for Loki too.
That's true.
But just that power, and Loki is no joke either, right?
Wait, what's his hook?
He's 8 health, 4 movement, 2 melee, 2 range, no range power, but until the end of turn, +1 to Loki's health, movement, melee, range, and range power.
Right, so he's a shapeshifter.
Oh yeah.
So he can, at the beginning of your turn, if you have Loki out, you can claim one of your stats and +1 it. So you can become faster, you can become stronger, you can throw further. So he gets to like shapeshift. Every turn he can change it. So you don't get stuck with it. You get to shift it as much as you want. That's his trickster ability.
So cool.
That kicks ass.
And then I got a double-bladed axe. You know, this is where I had to be more aggressive.
Yeah. So
because I could have gotten a double-bladed axe.
Is that a double?
2.
Okay.
Yep. I got armor where I can put one piece of armor on a single god. Disable just one little trap underneath you. Like some of those are could be really fun to play around with. Once per turn, increase range power to 4.
F you. No thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. See, this is the thing for me. Like now that you talk to me about the AI, like the being able to play sort of against it in almost like a puzzle way, I can't stop thinking about it. Like especially like if we could move around and things like that battle axe. Like to me, the idea that the axe represents like a coherent concept. Those tokens get left.
Board,
they remain, right?
Yeah.
They're not abstract, which is the weird that especially in a game like this. We should be able to go and pick that up. But when I think about treasure and I think about the sorts of things that it could be, like where we go and get this and then we draw from a side deck that tells us what it is. Like especially in a cooperative game against an AI-driven deck.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the ideas here actually have a bunch of specific, interesting interpretations for different types of games.
Yeah, I am. You know my email. So
yeah.
If you want to send them all to me,
well,
I will gladly take them.
Well, here's the last one, and then I'll let you go. So, what if we start out with a certain number of gods? We start out with let's say 4, and then as we kill gods, we gain money and tribute, and then we can take that money and we can purchase blind boxes. Over on the side, but it's all the figures that you just have.
Yeah.
But you're just randomly choosing over
who you're
here.
gonna put in?
I'm telling you, I want to be able to buy blind boxes in my game.
Oh my god.
Oh, inside the game.
I'm saying exactly like
the
so
game.
I have the rest of my Pantheon. They're like waiting in the wings, and I'm out here, and it's like in the same. I mean, listen. It's like we turned deck building with Ascension and Dominion. Like we turned deck building into a game.
Yeah.
There has to be a way for us to get blind boxes as a mechanic.
That is really funny.
I don't know. A+ would play. Like that would be fun for me.
Yeah, totally. It is fun to break open. Well, like in Legacy. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. But in the Legacy games, when you crack open some of those boxes, like Risk or whatever, and there's some really crazy shit inside there.
Exactly.
It's really fun.
Exactly. But I mean, another box just like Valkyrie and Medusa, that just had, because each of these has just different ideas, like Bloodied and Terrain. Like that's not a typical type of expansion for a game like this. Those are just other game concepts.
Yes.
I feel like you're not done with this model.
Oh no, definitely not. I have a long, hopefully a long life ahead of this game ahead of me. Like, I think there's a lot to do. I meant for it to be, I use the term like a platform. Like you hear that a lot.
No, but it's legit.
It's a structure.
It's
that you
legit.
can then build upon.
No. It's like I can see like at least 5 more colors of rings.
Right. Well, and for me, the rings really are so amazing.
But you knew what you were in for.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great visual marker, right? Like I know, hey.
When this guy was lumbering over, with all that health and all those bonuses,
all that frosting up on top. No,
right.
I couldn't believe how effective the armor, the bonuses are.
Yeah.
Like
it's because they pay their benefits turn after turn.
Yeah.
So now you know your deck.
Yeah.
So you could be hunting for your own armor and attack bonuses. You could hunt for those big damage cards.
Right, because if I'm putting something like the double-bladed axe on on Magni, I mean that's huge. And once per turn, if Thor is in the heavens, it's +1 range power. Like that's
You can kill. You could basically kill a god in one blow.
Yeah, just tag team. Just
hence the god of might.
Yeah, it turns out.
You know what I mean? It turns out powerful.
Well, Precious Stream. I'm your friend Jeffrey K. Horkins, Eric Benson, Ryan Lesser of High Heavens. You have crazy Cthulhu shit coming that you're working on. But the base box is the experience that Eric and I played today.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play again and probably again and again now. Like this is.
I really appreciate you coming out and showing us this shit, man.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun to be here.
No, it was super good, and I won, which is an important.
That always gives you good vibes.
Because that's it. It's like I always come out of these things like because having beaten Eric so handily.
Wait, has it been every time?
No, not at no. Hey, yeah.
No. But I'm saying, like, I come at it and it's like, yeah, this is a great game. Our systems really like meshed together. But I mean, did it make sense on your side too?
Oh yeah, this is what do you, like how everything was playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, and it's so easy to jump into this game. That's what's really neat. Like like you had said, Ryan, that you have a 1-page rule system.
Yeah.
That once you play through it this one time, you're hooked. And you know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah,
and it's so easy to jump into the game. You don't feel overwhelmed with even your deck. I never felt overwhelmed by what I'm going to pull next.
Right.
No. It's like Sorcerer in that respect.
Yeah.
Where what I can do with my 3 tokens, I actually know what I know what I have available.
Yeah, and it's great because I'm already planning. I know I have 3 tokens. I'm planning from the minute my turn ends. Even though I'm watching what you're doing.
Yeah, it's actually true.
I'm sifting through everything. And
I thought it was super cool. Ryan,
so great.
Of Wild Power, thank you so much for bringing your cool stuff.
No problem.
Channel, thank you for watching my incredible victory.
And you can watch it again and again and again on YouTube.
I share this victory with you. It's all of our except for Eric. Eric is the only one who did not win. But that victory is really for all of us. And so I want you to just go back into your lives rejuvenated, energized by that.
Knowing that you beat me, yeah. I'm here for you.
Thanks again. Thanks, Josh, for running the stream.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.